Welcome to ISIFE EDUBLOG, where as usual we bring you the best in academics. Your guide, Martin Neco, will be talking on the English topic, the formal letter. Let's go. What I sure do understand that you are aware of is that we have two letter types, the formal and the informal. And today we are looking at the formal letter. Now, it is the kind of letter you write to somebody in an official position that is the most important to take note of. And this includes even your own father. If your father is in an official position and you're writing in respect of that position, you're writing him a formal letter. If your mother is the registrar of a university in your area and you're writing her with respect to that office, you're writing a formal letter. Now, we have a question on the board. You have been told to write a letter to the Commissioner of Police in your state, bringing to the notice the high rate of crimes in your area. Then you suggest at least 3 ways of curbing the situation. Take note of my use of they here. It's one of the issues of the use of pronouns in English. I'll use they because there is no tendency that the commissioner will be a man. Of course, the post is there for both male and female officers. So when we have such a situation where the gender is not known for sure, we use a plural pronoun such as they. Okay, back to our business of letter writing. Now, you've been asked to do this. How do you start? The formal letter is noted for having 2 addresses, your own as a writer and the address of the recipient. So I start with the address of the writer. Now, here I have 1 Ngene Close, Transekulu, Enugu. Well, what is normal today is that we add telephone number. The telephone number comes after the city. That is, after Enugu, you write a telephone number. Why I'm still a little bit skeptical about including it when teaching like this is that not too many teachers are aware of the inclusion of the telephone number. And sometimes some people may misinterpret it, especially in examination institutions such as Waec or Neco. But to be candid, if we don't start doing it, more we still not know about it. So the telephone number is a part of the address today, especially given the fact that the post office is almost going moribund. I wouldn't know how many times you receive letters via the post offices today. So the telephone number is the easiest way to reach you. Add it as part of the address, especially when you're not writing an examination letter. I keep saying an examination letter because I wouldn't want teachers who do not know this to victimize you, thinking that you had added your telephone number because you wanted them to reach you and all of that. Alright? So you may avoid it in writing Waec or Neco, but remember to add it whenever you're writing applications, letters of complaints, letters of apology, and all that. It is very necessary you do that. And the telephone number is the last thing to do after your city. If you're writing outside the country, after Nigeria, you write the telephone number. Alright? Now, look at my address. I have not included commas and full stop. I did it because this is an open address, not a closed address. This address is what is invoked today. The address is not necessarily a sentence, and so there is no need, these commas. The fact that I broke up from this point. There is enough space for me to still write something here, but I broke off. This breaking off is already an indication of comma. Alright? It has served the same purpose that a comma would have served. I did the same here to bring Enugu below. But if you're writing this in a sentence, for instance, I live at number 1. If you like to add number, if not, just say I live at 1 Ngene Close. There will be a comma. Transekulu. Enugu. Alright, full stop. This is a sentence. So the commas serve that purpose of breaking each section of the address. And so in a situation like this, the commas are needed. But where it is written like this, there is no need for it. Alright? Then, I have talked about the telephone number, which is part of the address today. The next thing is the date. I said the next thing because the date and the address are not the same. Right? Today it is easier because we use the block address. I remember a teacher some years ago had used the slanted address and continued to write the date somewhere here, making the date and the address one and the same thing. That's not correct. If you are using the slanting address, which is no longer in vogue, we're just talking for the sake of mentioning it. After writing the address, you bring the date here to start from the starting point of the first word of the address. They are two different things. Remember, the date can even be brought here under the recipient's address. But what is conventional in Nigeria is that we write the date below the writer's address. Here again, I have 11 October 2022. I did not write 11th, not because I didn't know there is the existence of TH. Alright? 11th, whether the TH is up or down, is no longer necessary. The use of this TH is not necessary anymore because we see the whole of this as an adverb. Alright? So there is no need adding the TH or the ST or the RD in your date. There is no comma when your date is written in this format. This is the British format, which is also the Nigerian format. Written like this, your date has no comma, there is no full stop. Please take a good look at the illustration on the bottom more. No comma, no full stop. Now, we have the American date format, which brings the month before the day. So we have something like October 11, 2022. October 11, 2022 will have a comma to separate this digit from this digit. So they don't lump up to become 112,022. That's the essence of separating this. Please note, there is no full stop. And I am not telling you to use this date format because it will bring controversy. It will amount to inconsistency. You are wired most often to speak British English. And so if you write the American date format, you might have problems explaining to your examiner how you use the American date and your spelling the British way. So keep it consistent. Write 11 October 2022, no comma, no full stop. Okay, moving from the date, we go to the recipient's address. Now, we have on the board the Commissioner, Enugu State Police Command, Enugu. Details of the particular location of the office is good, if you wish. In the case of Enugu, I know the Official office of the commissioner is located at the GRA. No problem with that if you wish to add it. But why I cut things short this way is, if you do not know the particular location of the office, just write the city. Alright? Just write the city and go your way. Now, dear sir, that's a salutation. I want to talk of both the recipient's address and the salutation together. Not that they're the same, but they have a connection. Now, if I had started with the name, Mr. or CP Abaribe, for instance, if I started with something like that, CP Abaribe, the Commissioner, Enugu State Police Command, I have written the name of this person. This means that we know each other. Alright? If I come to the salutation, I might still write, Dear Mr. or CP Abaribe. Alright? If I write this way, establishing the name of the recipient, it will affect what will be here. Look at how these connections are made. It will affect what will be here. Here, because I have sir or dear sir or madam, I have yours faithfully. Please note, some teachers have made us understand that it is yours faithfully for formal letter and yours sincerely for informal letter. That is not true. Yours faithfully and yours sincerely are ingredients of formal letter. Ever since the semi-formal letter was expunged, we have inculcated in the formal letter yours sincerely and yours faithfully. The way to do it is what I'm telling you now. If you had established the name of the recipient, either as part of the recipient's address or the salutation, most likely the salutation, please use yours sincerely. Name of the recipient. Goes with yours sincerely. Alright? Now, remember, yours sincerely, capital Y, small s. Capital Y, small s. As you can see, yours faithfully, capital Y, small f. Again, there is no comma. You see, I'm talking about a whole lot of things together now. I'm talking about the recipient's address, I'm talking about the salutation, I'm talking about the closing, all at the same time because of the interrelationship. Alright? Back to the recipient's address. Again, I did not go indicating commas and full stops because, like I said earlier, using the open address, there is no need for this punctuation marks. Alright? There is no need. Keep it open that way. It is simpler as well. I understand that a lot of us prefer things when they are difficult, but if you could help yourself. Now, look at some of the reasons why I say it is simpler. If you add comma here, and out of examination fever, you forget to add the one here, then you are creating a problem for yourself that could lead to minus 0.5. Alright? If you have started it, you must finish it. And then, if you continue with the comma here and put your full stop here, lumping up at the date and the address, it is also minus some marks. So, just learn to keep it this way. Keep it open. It is safe, it is correct, and you avoid unnecessary cutting of marks. Then, we have said you could use sir or madam if you are aware of the sex of the recipient. Try to find out, because it will be good. I wouldn't want to start saying right sir stroke madam, because you should be able to find out, especially in this era of ICT and social media, the sex, at least, of the person to whom you are writing. It's important. So, here we have the high rate of crimes at Ababa, because here we have been told, write a letter to the Commissioner of Police in your state, bring into the notice the high rate of crimes in your area. So, my area is Ababa. So, I've written to the Commissioner, and my title is High Rate of Crimes at Ababa, my area. Now, look at the title. I have used the partial capitalization. The partial capitalization is that my high is an adjective, so it starts with a capital letter. Rate is a noun, it starts with a capital letter. Of is a preposition. Because it is not a major part of speech, we start it with small letter. Crimes. Alright? A noun, capitalized. Ababa. A noun, also capitalized. Alright? So, in making use of the partial capitalization, remember not to capitalize pronouns, prepositions, and conjunctions. Don't capitalize pronouns, prepositions, and conjunctions. You capitalize nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. That's how it is done. Whether it is the title of a book, the name of an organization, and all that. Then we come to the body of the letter. For the want of time, I have not written the body on the board, but I will give you tips on how to get about writing the body. First, you have to realize, you have to understand that we do not write formal letters greeting people in such an informal way as, how are you doing today? How is your family? How was the party you attended the other day? No, such things do not form part of the formal letter. We keep it business. We make it business and we keep it business. So you could start. If, for instance, the commissioner was appointed not long ago, you could start by saying, may I use this opportunity to congratulate you on your appointment as the Commissioner of Education of Police, Enugu State Police Command. This appointment did not come to some of us who follow police affairs as a surprise, because we know your antecedents. You could start that way. You know, at least to bring up the heart, to open up the heart of this commissioner you're writing to say you admit that they have earned this office. It will cheer them up. Alright? Then you continue that way after this first paragraph where you acknowledge this commissioner. The second paragraph, you introduce the business of the day immediately. Now, I write to bring to your notice the high rate of crimes at my area, Ababa. Having started with this first sentence, you go on to describe Ababa. assuming, whether it be so or not, that this person is new to Enugu, you describe the area you're talking about. Alright? You could measure the distance from the office of this person to that area and all that. Then you begin to cite incidents from your third paragraph. Report one incident. Of course, you won't be telling us there is high rate of crimes without pointing out 1, 2, or 3. So, third paragraph, one criminal crime incident. Third paragraph, another crime incident. May be different from the first one. The first could be rape. The second could be stealing. The third could be maybe kidnapping. Alright? So if you're able to bring 3 like this, then you've made your point. That settles the complaint. Then, remember, you are also asked to suggest at least 3 ways of curbing the situation. You have introduced the right of opening up the heart of the commissioner. You have introduced your area, and you have pointed out 3 crime incidents in your area, giving you about 5 paragraphs. Now, you want to go into solution. You're not just a problem bringer. You should also be a solution bringer. So, let's see the solution you're bringing to the table. So you say, below are some of the ways I think that criminality could be checked at Abakpa. You could suggest night patrols if much of these incidents occur at night. You could suggest another police station if you feel that the one around the place is too far away from the people. You could suggest a police station around your area so that the presence of the law enforcement officers will scare these criminals away. So I'll give you 2 suggestions now. 1, night patrol. 2, the bringing of a police station around. Then 3, you could suggest regular visits to eateries and places where smokers and such criminally minded people hibernate. You could suggest such places, point such places out, and the police will visit those areas to see what could be done. So, 1, night patrol. 2, police station. 3, pointing out places where you know that criminally minded people stay to plan, to smoke, and to get ready for their criminal activities. If you do this, you would have succeeded in not just bringing a complaint, but also bringing a solution to the problem. Done with this, you could close with, I count on your ability to arrest this situation. I count on your ability to arrest this situation. You could end with, I hope this suggestion gets the action it deserves, and all that. Having done this, this is your closing. yours faithfully. The signature. Remember what we've said earlier. After all the illustrations, we have left the body the way it was. The address, the recipient's address, the salutation is sir or dear sir, and so we have yours faithfully. You append your signature here, and then you write your name in full, please. Except if you become such a well-known figure, you could say M.I. Ekpa. M.I. Ekpa. If this M and the I are already well known. If not, why not just write Martin Iwowu Ekpa in full? That way, nobody is in doubt as to who wrote the letter. That's how the formal letter should go. But before I leave you, let me also point out some of the don'ts. Alright? Do not use foul language. Don't go insulting the commissioner of police or any other recipient of your letter because you think they are not doing well. It's not necessary. Just write that which you want them to do. Keep it civil. Don't go bullying the next person. 2. The use of short forms such as don't is not allowed. Use do not. Can't is not allowed. Use cannot. Alright? Don't use haven't. Use have not. So, that's one thing you have to understand about the body of the formal letter. Do not abbreviate except you have established the name of the full name of the abbreviation. What I mean is this. If you intend to say that students writing Waec were disrupted by criminals at their school, Waec should be established in full before putting down the abbreviation. Alright? That is to say, students writing the West African Examinations Council's Senior Secondary Certificate exam. Alright? Then, subsequently, you could now be abbreviated. Then, after that, of course, you put the West African Examinations Council in bracket as Waec. So that when next you use Waec, even without the full name, we all know you're talking about the West African Examinations Council. Waec could be anything, anywhere. So you've got to. For instance, I know I've seen signboards of a church called Neco. A church called Neco in Enugu. I've seen signboard. Now, Neco is popular for the National Examinations Council, but there is a church that goes by the name Neco. If this be so, then you need to establish your would-be abbreviated name in full so that it is not misunderstood. That's another ingredient of the formal letter, establishing the name in full before the acronym or abbreviation. Then, next, another thing you shouldn't do is to use slang. Don't use slang or colloquial expressions. Please don't. When I mean slang, I mean things like how far, what's up, as we popularly ask our friends. Don't go asking people how far at an official position. Office to ask your boss how far, such things might attract a query, if not even a sack. So don't go using slang, don't go using colloquial expressions. They are not needed here. What other thing, do we do in the formulators that we should talk about? Now, just to wrap it up, don't go repeating the question. Look at what I did. I have the question beside me to point out what I want to say. Don't go repeating the question in the body of the letter. That shows you do not have enough points. You just want to fill up the paper, right? Don't do that. That's how it has been. Keep it on ISIFE EDUBLOG. Like our videos, share our videos, and invite your friends to do same. We'll always be here to bring you the best. Thank you.